charm, the blue mataki. And a lot of times we see this on babies. They have the blue eye on the same pin that they have the cross. So we have the Holy Cross along with this blue eye charm, whatever you want to call it. So if the cross is not strong enough to help us and protect us, then this blue eye will do the job. So we have both. We have the devil and God at the same time. That's what it amounts to. So, as you can surmise so far, it is not of our faith to wear this little blue eye, but we will talk about the subject because it is not as funny as we may think. We will talk about the evil eye, and is there such a thing, if such a thing exists. This thing that people call the evil eye, and people spooking someone or, bewitching someone or putting a spell on someone. And sometimes you see that, a very beautiful girl is bewitched by a witch, and why do these things happen? First of all, we need to mention that this is not something new. Aristotle, Plutarch, and Democritus of the ancient Greeks talk about this. So this is very, very ancient. They talk about this evil eye, about the ability of some people to cause some harm to others through their eyes. The Greek word is baskania, or bewitching. Now, is this real? Is it ontological? Or is it just another old wives' tale? Is it psychological? Meaning that, if we tell someone over and over again that, boy, Jim, you look bad today. What happened to you? If we repeat that 3, 4, 5 times, let's say that we would agree, and we have 5, 6 different people go to one person and repeat them. Gee, Costa, you look really bad today, okay? And then you have another person go to that person and say, don't you feel good? And you have another person a few minutes later and say, boy, what happened to you? Sooner or later, okay, they will begin to feel sick. This is psychological. It's psychological. So Aristotle, Plutarch, and Democritus, they try to give a psychological interpretation. If you think that somebody's putting the evil eye on you, then, it is your fault and you're accepting this, so that's why it happens. However, Democritus used to say that people that are very envious, spitefully envious, this is very important. People that envy another person because of their success. Let's say somebody has an excellent voice, they are a very, very good chanter, and they will go and they will do magic or some kind of witchcraft to destroy that person's voice. We know of stories like this, where a very happy couple, a very, very beautiful baby, a robust, very, very cute baby, they are affected by this evil eye. And Democritus says that people that are spitefully envious, they leave some kind of a vibe or some kind of an idol on that person or the animal. Plutarch used to say that all things secrete some current, like an electromagnetic current. And some of this, wave, some of this current is also true for the eyes, and some people can have the ability to harm someone from their eyes. Again, these are different theories that are obviously not accepted by our church. In the language of Spiritism, this is called body magnetism, that every person has this magnetism, and it is also common knowledge that, we have an electromagnetic field. Everybody does. What is an electrocardiogram? How do we get an electrocardiogram? The electricity in our own body is used. The same thing with an encephalogram. Okay, the electricity within our body is used, and these waves are recorded, and the doctors, can see the shape of our heart or our brain. However, people that are affected by the evil eye, and again, science may dispute this, but the church experience and the experience of our people for hundreds of years, it shows differently. This thing does exist. The church accepts Vaskania, or this bewitching, or this evil eye. However, the church does not accept some of the methods that most of our people use to get rid of this evil. And we'll go into those very quickly. So again, does it have to do with an electromagnetic field? Or obviously not, because this only affects very beautiful people, very eloquent people. It affects very happy people. It affects, let's say, beautiful animals. So magnetism would not be able to detect. It would not be selective. So who is behind all this? The demons. The devil, who is spitefully jealous against human beings. This jealousy of the devil, this spite. Why must a human being be so happy and receive the kingdom of God? And why the demons are now away from God? So they are murderously jealous. They had the choice. They would kill everybody on this planet. So again, our church accepts that the evil eye is the result of demonic energy. Demonic energy. And this energy can use as a vehicle the eyes of very, very jealous people. So the demons use as their co-workers the eyes of very, very spitefully jealous people to do harm to animals or people or even inanimate objects. You have a beautiful piece of work, and a very jealous person looks at it and just says the word, and the thing falls down and breaks all by itself. The same thing with telekinesis, and also this thing called ESP, all these things, they are demon related. These are not powers that people have, and the extra sensory perception. These are all demonic powers, and people actually co-work with the demons. And unfortunately, people that do not know it, this happens very, very often. Even St. Paul talks about something like this when he says, "Oh, foolish Galatians, who bewitched you? Who gave you the evil eye, and you are now accepting evil teachings?" Now, what are some of the preventive measures against the evil eye? What are some of your grandmothers? I will get to that, Jim. What are some of your, I know what you're thinking. What are some of your grandmothers do when somebody does the evil eye, or supposedly when somebody put the eye on you? they tell you or they teach you that if somebody makes a comment to do some kind of hand movements, which I'm too embarrassed to even mention right now. But you'll see that if they see, some people, if they see a very cute baby or, they will do this action. They will spit 3 times. Two, something like that. Okay. What they're actually doing is, they're spitting on the evil eye, like, go away, kind of thing. Nonsensical stuff. But it happens all the time. You see it with people that come to take Holy Communion every day. Or people do this all the time. They'll either spit 3 times or they'll spit under their armpit, things like this. So they can cast away this spell. As true Christians, we don't do any of this stuff. However, the most popular thing that still goes around is the xematisma. Some women, some of our mothers, and even grandmothers, when they realize that something like this might be go on, they'll ask you to bring the baby or the kid over, and they will do this service for this evil eye. And I can say that for those of us who are Greek, 99% of us have been served by this service, where the mother or the grandmother or someone who knows how to do this, they will take some water and some oil, and they will take this oil, they'll have the baby, have it close, or whoever is supposed to have the evil eye, they'll throw this oil in the water, and this oil would, if you do this, let's say as an experiment, the oil will not mix with water. You'll see just a drop of oil on top of the water. That's all. However, they tell you that if somebody has the evil eye on him, then this oil disperses and disappears in the water. And this does happen. It actually happens. And right away they tell you, oh yes, that's what it is. Okay, and now, the funny thing is, instantly this person becomes well. The person just had a great headache. They couldn't lift their head. Now this person feels great. I mean, this is something that happens every day. And these women are, mostly women, because some men do this as well, they feel that they have this gift of healing, and somehow if you ask them, what did you say? Oh, no, that's a secret. I can't tell you. If I tell you, then it doesn't work anymore. Doesn't work anymore. What do they say? They mix things up. They take some prayers. They may say the Lord's Prayer, and then they'll throw some gibberish in there. Whatever. God knows what they say. And then, actually, this is a very, very ill-slated service of the Holy Unction. It's a whole mixed-up process. Something that you need to tell grandmothers and mothers who do this, that if they continue to do this, they will lose their souls. This is demonic. The devil, who loves to be worshipped and loves to be the center of attention, will do anything to generate some excitement. So he will do some actions like we see soldiers do. You know, somebody's guarding the boundaries or the lines. And what they'll do is the enemy will go 100 feet away or 500 feet, and they will light a fire. So now the guard will run and see where the fire is coming from, and then the enemies will go right in. The devil does the same thing. The devil has the ability to go make somebody ill. But who? The so-so Christian. And because most of us are so-so Christians, meaning that, yes, we come to class, we take Holy Communion, but we also sin an awful lot, and we are not very careful with our lives, then we allow some openings for the devil. A strong, spiritually prepared Christian is not afraid of any of this. None of this can affect a Christian. However, because most of us are marginal Christians, then we are exposed to this envy of the demon. So one demon can actually come and give us a great headache. God allows this. Again, the devil cannot do anything all by himself. Let's not forget how the devil was so spiteful with Job, because Job was so loved by God, and he was so happy. The happiest of people, with his family and his daughters and his sons, and everything was going so well for him, and the devil was so spiteful that he insisted that God allows him to harm Job. And that's what the devil does. The devil will go and make someone sick, and then he will send another demon to come and make us well after the service. And he will use his co-workers to perform all this. And now, around his name, all this talk and all this glory takes place. So he's glorified for all this. Again, you'll be surprised that these things, these practices have been practiced by ancient Greeks. And if you were going to museums, you will find all kinds of different objects that were used to keep the evil eye away from people. There's so many artifacts in museums, an amazing number of things. Not just the blue Honda or the blue eye, but many, many different things. Again, the church is very much against this practice, this oil. And you know what they'll tell you? Well, I just say prayers. What prayers do you say? Well, I don't do anything bad. You ask these people. No, it's all from the church. Well, show me. They will not show you. They will not show you. They will pass it down to another person. And in some parts of Greece, if it's a woman that has the secret, she has to pass it down to a man. And if a man has the secret, he has to pass it down. Again, these are foreign to our church. So our church does accept this energy of the demons. However, the church is very much against these methods, these demonic methods that people use to make someone well. And again, they don't make them well. What they do is they deceive them. It's deception. They'll make them well, and then the next time they have this faith, and they'll pass it on to other people, so the devil becomes glorified. He creates the evil, and he now comes to cure all this, and this makes the devil an object of worship. Now, what do we do when we see that this could be happening to one of our loved ones, one of our children, all of a sudden becomes very sick, and it's a possibility that we were somewhere, and we sense that someone a few hours ago or a few minutes ago, they were hovering over the child, and what a cute child, and oh my goodness, what a healthy child. And they know it, or it's possible that they don't know it. Subconsciously, they may be very, very jealous. And again, this energy can leave from that person and go to either a baby or one of our belongings, or one of the animals. What can we do? We can say the Lord's Prayer. We can pray. Saint Athanasios says, read the Psalms, 1, 2, 3, 4 Psalms. The Psalms chase away the demons. Reading the psaltery, the psalter. We will not read, and this is something that will answer some questions, because some people go and read the prayers of exorcism. This is not allowed. Lay people are not allowed to read the prayers of exorcism that the church has. Again, these prayers are only for the priest. Prayers of the church, the prayers of Vaskania are not to be read by lay people. What if the priest is not around? Again, we do not read these prayers, and we do not read prayers of exorcism as lay people. This is only for the Petrachili. A priest with a stole can do this. In order to avoid this type of thing, number one, we have to be practicing Christians, and that we don't bewitch others, and we don't put the evil eye on someone else. If we sense any kind of jealousy in us, we can make a simple prayer. If we sense jealousy because another person is successful, things are going well for them, they have some different gifts, different charismas, one way to fight that, and it's very important that we do, is to pray a simple prayer. Lord, give them more gifts. Keep them healthy. Lord, give them more gifts. Make them more happy. Keep praying like this, and then you fight this demon, because it's pure hell. Spite and envy, according to Saint Basil, is a snake bite. It's the evil seed of the devil. In one of the parables, the master or the farmer went and planted wheat, good seed, and then all of a sudden, some bad weeds start sprouting up. And the servants asked, didn't we plant good seed? Now why is all this bad seed coming up? And Christ will explain the parable, says that the evil one at nighttime went and planted evil seed. But don't uproot it right now. Wait till the end of time. Because these evil things help us to become fighters. You see why God allows these bad things to be in the world, these demons to be in the world, because this is an arena. We will be saved because of the demons fighting us. So yes, they are necessary. We become fighters. Without this constant fight, we would relax and forget about our passions. That's why when some monks, when something bad would come to their mind, they would thank the devil and say, thanks for reminding me that I should begin my Jesus prayer again. So by an evil thought coming, right away we'll start our prayer. It's like a jump start. We begin to pray right away. However, envy is something very, very bad. People that are jealous and envious become like devils. Saint Basil says, jealousy and envy and spite. It's the way to hell, the loss of the kingdom, the destruction of life, of this life and the other life, and the destruction of the body. We'll continue next week with some more questions. Do we have any questions on these topics? And if not, maybe we'll have Father Michael and Father Crosses make some more comments on the subject. Yes, Jim. Yes, the church has the prayers of Vaskania, of the evil eye. They're actually in the prayer books of the church. However, that is only for the priests. Only for the priests. As lay people, as we mentioned, we can simply pray the Lord's Prayer. We can read the Psalms. Also, we can take oil in our homes. We keep oil from the lamp, the vigilant of a saint. Let's say Saint Raphael. Some of the saints that we visit their churches, we take a little bit of oil, keep it at home, and then we can actually anoint, the child or the person with the holy oil. Also, we can cross the person with a sign of the cross 3 times. We can do all those things. We can pray, holy water, but we do not read the prayers of the church. Costa, you had a question. When you were 8, this happened to all of us. I don't think there was anybody, at least in Greece, at least those of us that were born in Greece. Okay. It was taken from the candili, yes. Mixed with water. Yes, yes. There's so many different things that people do, Yes. Absolutely. If your grandma is doing that, you tell her she must go to confession with that. It's very, very bad to do that. And, it is, it's a very heavy, heavy sin to stop it and not let her do it to you again.
Yeah, but you don't know what she's saying.
No. Are you talking about now the water and the oil? Now, she's just reading prayers and the water. Absolutely not. Never. Anybody else? Time for confession. Yes, Costa.
Well, let me just say this, but when the babies come to communion with the martyr, why doesn't the priest stop and say, take it off and I'll give you communion? But I've said with you communion.
It's a very good idea.
Most of the time, we're not looking to find this type of thing. We are in front of the Holy Communion. One person told me, did you see that she came to receive Holy Communion with pants padrone? I says, are you sure? I didn't say.
Right.
I don't know. And so I'm sorry I can...
It's a very, very crucial. The priest, that is such an awesome time. They have to be so careful, in dispensing the Holy Communion. It really leaves no time for them to be investigators at that time.
Sometimes we see this country with an evil eye. Please understand that Christians wear the crosses. Some of you, even when you have it in your small children, please understand, this is not appropriate, especially when you come to church and you haven't received Holy Communion. Take this away.
The only
would
thing
be very good.
The only thing is the cross, nothing else. And we do have some relics of, not relics of saints, but we have some, what's that about that? Relics. Okay. We may have some cloth of, holy priest, phylacto. It's an amulet or something but it has to come from the church. It has to come from the church.
Usually, people take some from this wax candles from the cross of Christ on Holy Thursday and Holy Friday. Some also flower from the epitaph from the tomb of Christ, and they mix them together, make phylacto, make something for the child to carry. This is good. This is good. That's why some people come and say, Father, you have the candle from the cross of Christ. Is anything that I could take to make phylactery? Yeah.
Or the epitaphios flowers or anything, but it has to come from the church and from a reliable source. Well, they're sanctified. It's something that the church gives you.
You can find it in the convent, in the monastery.
Yeah, it's the grace of God, and again, we have to be, we have to know where it's coming from, and we cannot receive it from someone who had it, and again, we have to know the source. Any other questions on these subjects? Yes, Lefty.
This isn't about like any evil eye or anything, but sometimes, like many times, you hear people say that like bad things come from the devil or from the evil one. It makes it almost sound like he's omnipresent, he's everywhere.
Yeah. No. The devil is not omnipresent. Only God. Only God is omnipresent. Christ is omnipresent because he's God. The Theotokos is not omnipresent. Okay. Neither are the angels. The angels are not omnipresent. However,